In this lesson, we're going to find the equation of a line using 2 points. And I've got this work from a website called Corbett Maths. The first thing I need you to understand is how to calculate gradient. And gradient is the letter M. It is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what that means is I choose one of these two coordinates to call 1, and I choose one to call 2. And it actually does not matter which one you choose. So for argument's sake, I'm going to pretend that A is coordinate 1 and B is coordinate 2. So what is the y value of the second coordinate? 11 minus the y value of the first coordinate is 5 over the x of the second coordinate, which is 3, minus the x of the first coordinate, which is 0. 11 minus 5 is 6. 3 minus 0 is 3, and I am left with 2. So I now have the gradient. If I want to find the equation of the line, I'm going to substitute the gradient and any one of these two coordinates into the formula y equals mx plus c. You can choose any one of those two coordinates and you will get the same answer. I'm going to choose the A because the zeros mean there's less to do. So the y value is 5, so I replace y with 5. My m is 2, I had just worked that out. My x is 0, so I replace it with 0 plus c. My aim is now to solve for c. So I've got 5 is equal to 0 plus c, or 5 is equal to c. I now have an m value and I have a c value. So my equation, y equals mx plus c, becomes y equals 2x plus 5. And that is the equation of this straight line. I want you to copy this down, make notes from it, write little scribbles around it, what I did, and then you are going to look at question B. Looking at question B now, same thing applies. I'm going to call A coordinate 1. I'm going to call B coordinate 2. If I want to find the gradient, it is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The y value of the second coordinate is 17 minus the y value of the first coordinate, which is 3. The x of the second coordinate is 2 minus the x of the first coordinate is 0. 17 minus 3 is 14. 2 minus 0 is 2. My gradient is 7. I use the equation y equals mx plus c. My y value, and I can choose either one, so I'm going to go with the second one. My y value is 3. My m is 7. My x is 0 plus c. So I get 3 is equal to 7 plus c. 0 plus c, which means that 3 is equal to c. Write all of that down as one equation. Y is equal to 7x plus 3. Now, technically speaking, in all of these, you can go straight to the answer once you find the gradient, because in these specific examples, they've given you the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is c. But I am teaching you a method which you can apply to any question. Please try the last 4 questions on your own, and I will give you the correct equations when you unpause. Here are the equations for questions C through to F. Please mark your work. For these 6 questions, it's not as straightforward as the previous page where you could kind of sneak away and just look at the C value from the graph. Here, you do actually have to use the entire process I taught you a little bit earlier. I want you to try the first two, just A and B. Pause. When you are ready, unpause, and I will give you the full mark scheme for those two questions. You can then continue with C through to F. Here are the answers for A and B. You will see that I have labeled my coordinates 1 and 2. If you labeled them the other way around, it does not matter. You should still get the same answer. I first worked out the gradient between 1 and 2. I got it to be 2 over 3. I substituted that in, and I chose the coordinate 8 and 3. So I chose the coordinate 8 and 3, or 3 and 8. Solve for C to get 6, put it all into the equation. Remember, the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the reason I have a plus over here is because I'm subtracting a negative number, and two negatives make a positive. Question B is a little bit more straightforward because the gradient is 3 and not a fraction. Solve for C to get 10. The equation is y equals 3x plus 10. I want you to pause again, and when you have unpaused, the answers for C through to F will be on the screen. Here are your answers for C through to F. Please mark your work. Make sure you've got the gradients correct and substituted incorrectly to get the same equations as me. You might have used a different coordinate. You should still get the same answers. These questions are exactly the same as the ones on the previous screen. It's just that there's no diagram with it. So you still find the gradient between the 2 points. You still substitute in one of the points into the equation, and you find the equation of the straight line. Nothing has changed. Please try these 9 questions. Give yourself about 12 minutes or so. Pause, unpause, and I will give you the answers to the questions. Please mark your work. Make any corrections if necessary. When you are done, you can move on to the next exercise of this video. This is the last exercise of the video. Again, it is the same as the first 2 exercises. There is just no picture. You still find the gradient between the 2 points. You still substitute in one point, and then find the equation y equals mx plus c. Give yourself about 15 minutes. When you are ready, unpause, and we will continue marking. Here are the final answers for question 10, or the 4th exercise in this video. Please mark your work, and I hope you've learned something today.